me try it again now that I turned my microphone on. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, my friends. Hope everyone's doing well today. Hope you're having a great week so far. Happy Thursday to you. And, of course, if I haven't seen you since the New Year, Happy New Year. Bowser fell down. Okay. Let's see. Hope everyone's doing well. If it's your first time here or your millionth time here and you've not, you don't know, I mean, I'm a variety streamer on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I would greatly appreciate you following and subscribing on all those platforms. If you don't mind, find me on Twitch and Twitter at Evil Enigma. Find me on YouTube at Evil Enigma as well, and follow me on Twitch and Twitter and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, liking and subscribing or liking and commenting really helps as well. Get my name out in that algorithm. I'm putting honey in my tea. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now. I have to have my tea. And hopefully I won't have to clear my throat today as much. That would suck. Anyway, having a great day. Have a great week so far. It's been very, very, very good for me. I feel really good about things, and I hope you do too. We are playing Diablo IV, and as you can see, we are about 40% into level 297. We have three more levels to get. Well, 97, 98, 99, 4 levels to get to 300. Or, sorry, 98, 99, 300. 3 more levels to get. And easier. We can't do math. But that's what we're doing. We're trying to level up, and I would like to get there. I would love to get there before the weekend, but chances are it's not going to happen. But we'll find out. We'll probably level up to 300 on Monday. Don't see any world bosses spawning. So, I think we were running pit 93 or 94 yesterday. And let's get that in and that. Okay. That'll boost our XP that we're getting. That is very weird. Alright, so we're going to run these pits. Pits are important because they are the most efficient way to grind experience points that I'm aware of. And I'm having a pretty good time doing them. That being said, I really want us to get to the max level, so we'll figure on that. Da 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 da. Hope everyone's doing well. I have been keeping track of what's going on with the Switch 2 reveal and Nintendo Switch 2. Apparently what has happened with it is a third party that's making accessories for the Switch 2 is showing them off at CES, and it's showing mock-ups of what the Switch 2 is going to look like and all that. If they call it the Switch 2, who the hell knows at this point. Nintendo's very well known for not reusing names over and over again, but the last time they did it, well, the DS is when the last time they did it, but they did it with, as far as home consoles go, they did it with the Wii and Wii U, and that went about over well as about a fart in church. I'm kind of glad I'm not in gaming retail anymore for this, because I know that the Nintendo's customer base can be a little, well, ignorant's a good word, but I'm going to say willfully ignorant. I worked, obviously, when the 3DS, the very first 3DS came out, I was working in the industry at the Evil Empire, and this dude came in, and for those who know, you know, but for those who don't know, the 3DS games and the DS games look very similar. Very similar. Uh, and the reason why is because the 3DS was backwards compatible with the DS stuff. That's the reason why. And so this guy comes in. So everyone who came in to buy 3DS games, I made sure to ask them, do you actually own a 3DS? Because if you don't, this is not going to work. It will not work on your DS. And it won't work for a couple of reasons. First of all, you can't even get it in the console because there is an arm on the 3DS, a little piece of protruding plastic on 3DS games that prevent them from being inserted into a DS or DS Lite or DSi or anything else like that. It just won't. So, but this guy comes in. He picks up Lego Star Wars on the 3DS and brings it up to buy it. And I said, I told him, I said, oh, do you have a 3DS? And he goes, no. Why? I said, well, because this won't work. And you need to go get this on the DS. There's a version of it on the DS you can get, and that won't be fine. He goes, no, this one will work fine. I said, no, it won't if you don't have a 3DS. And he points to me on the package where it says it's playable in 2D or 3D. And I said, yeah, that's true, because all 3DS games, 3D is an option. It's not a requirement. I said, you know, if you don't believe me, go ahead and buy it. But I'm going to flat out tell you it's not going to work. And then you're going to try to bring it back to me, and I'm going to tell you I won't take it because you opened it. And he stares at me for a second, and you know, it's just like me. I'm doing my job. I'm trying to tell you what's going on here, and you're not listening. And you think you know more than somebody whose job it is to know this crap, you know. And that was always something that happened all the time. And that was, by the way, that was a man. That was not a like a 15-year-old kid or something. It was a guy. It was a dude. And it's there, but there's always this. There was always this mentality by the people, a lot of the customers I worked with, that they needed to get one over on me. You know, they know more than I do. And it's like, if that's what you think, go right ahead. But I'm flat out telling you, I've been doing this a heck of a lot longer than you have. I saw something. It's a chest plate. Can't use it. But that was always the thing, is I always had, you know, people look, oh my God, they have to put one up over on me, you know, and it's just like, no, it's I'm just trying to help you. I'm not doing it to be a dick. I'm doing it because I don't want you to waste your time and money. Why I always was honest with my customers. That's why I constantly got in trouble for not selling their game warranties on PlayStation 3 games. My idiot boss called me one day and said, I've noticed you don't have any attach rate for the GPGs on your PlayStation 3 games. Why is that? I said, because Blu-rays don't need it. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, one of the selling points of a Blu-ray is that you can scratch it up and it'll still work. There's a thin layer, there's a plastic layer on the bottom of the disc, and as long as you don't you know, puncture the disc, it'll still work. And he goes, really? Which, again, here we are. This is supposed to be his job too, and he doesn't know this. I said, yeah, that's true. Go buy a Blu-ray movie and look at the insert on there, and it'll tell you that there's a scratch coating on the bottom of it that prevents scratching the data layers. And then his next thing to me was, well, don't tell your customers that. I'm thinking, you are a moron. My job is supposed to be to help my customers, and if I am ripping them off, then they're not going to trust me. You fool. But as per usual, anyone who was making those kind of decisions back in the day is no longer with the company. They all moved on, or once they saw they had burned down the ship, you know. 7.5 million, three-quarters of a million experience. Or, sorry, no, three-quarters of three-quarters of a billion experience. Yeah, no, not a billion. Jeez, I can't do math. 7.5 million experience points. Let's just say that, because that's exactly what it is. I'm a goofer. I'm a goober. But yeah, I don't get it, and I've never gotten it why you feel like you have to get one over on somebody in retail. Oh my God. He's been doing this for over a decade. I have to know more than he does. Same thing with some lady came in and one day and asked during the PlayStation 2, and she goes, "Yes, can you tell me what your PlayStation 2 consoles come with?" And I said, "Oh, they're one controller, their AC adapter, and a composite connection to hook up to the TV." And she goes, "Well, that's not right." And I said, "Yeah, it is." So, and I showed right there in the box where it says it, because they have to tell you what's in the box. And she says, well, my son, who knows what he's talking about, says there should be a RF connector in there as well." And I said, "Well, respect that your son knows what he's talking about. However, I've been doing this for over 10 years. I was doing over 10 years at the time. And let me tell you, RF connectors have not been a standard pack-in with a console since the Sony PlayStation 1. They were the first console to actually not include it in the box. They made you buy it separately. Well, the Sega Saturn is what I said, because the Sega Saturn was technically for the PlayStation. I said, so, well, your son might know what he's talking about. I'm telling you that I know what I'm talking about from a professional standpoint, and there hasn't been RF connectors inside any boxes since the mid-90s. So, they've been extra. They've been sold extra. So if you need one, and I said, and if you don't believe me, and you want to go over to Target, because your store was a Target, or you want to go across the street to Walmart and look at their PlayStation 2s, it's going to be the exact same PlayStation 2 that I have here. It's because they don't make different boxes and pack in different things for Walmart and Target. They just ship out their units to everybody. And she looked at me for a second like, oh, okay. But my son knows what he's talking about. Well, guess what? So do I. In fact, I know what I'm talking about because I've been doing it professionally for a long time. But that's was always the thing when I worked at GameStop, was the snobby parents, because I worked in a snobby store. Were always acting like that they knew more than I did, because I was just a lowly, retail employee, which I was, store manager, but still a retail employee. And they just couldn't get it through their head that, you know what, maybe Enigma knows what he's talking about. And Enigma does know what he's talking about. Just like now, every console comes with an HDMI cable instead of composite or component. Imagine that. Why do you think that is? Because HDMI ports are now standard on 100% of the TVs that are being sold right now. That was the thing about the Nintendo Wii that made me laugh a lot, was that Nintendo did not go high definition with that. Sure, you could get put the GameCube component cables on it and make it you know, I think it went up to 480p, 480 progressive scan, which was fine, all fine and good, but it was basically a spit shine because Nintendo didn't recognize during the Wii that the high definition TV was taking over. And now it's standard, and curious as to what what Nintendo's going to do with the Switch 2. Is it going to be 1080p or is it going to be 4K display? Now, rumors, I read a rumor that apparently it's going to be a $400 unit, and that would be kind of interesting for Nintendo to do that. They've never made a console that expensive before, and usually Nintendo is about cost more than computing power. So for them to go $400 is interesting, because usually they hover around that $300, $350 mark and less for consoles. But nope, not this time. If the rumors are true, I still would like to see it, you know, $300, but if they're going to go 400, it'll be interesting. They'll still be cheaper than their competitors, but it won't be a big difference like it used to be. You know, Switch was 300. The cheapest Xbox and PlayStations were at, you know, 400. 400 would put them right there in line with their competitors' lowest powered unit. So this doesn't sound Nintendo-like to me, but who knows? I know I talk about game developers and publishers, that the people who made things are no longer there and they've moved on. Same thing could be said for Nintendo. Although Miyamoto is still there, so. So that goes out the window, but maybe the folks on the hardware side are a little different. I would think if the Switch taught Nintendo or the industry anything, is that console power is not always the most important thing. $750 million. I'm an idiot. Can't believe I said that. Early in the morning, what can I say? At least I haven't had to clear my throat. That's a good thing. Usually when I sign on in the morning, the first thing I have to do is mute my microphone and clear my throat for the next 5 minutes, but it didn't happen like that today. This red clay thing. Sometimes I can get through it quickly, and sometimes I can't. It's kind of weird. This is taking a lot longer than it should. Go. All right. Here we go. I would just really hope that Nintendo doesn't go that route, but you know, with inflation being the way that it has, dollar doesn't stretch as far as it used to. Maybe it will go up. I mean, what do I know? I just know that Nintendo used to be about affordability because they were trying to get the dollar of average, everyday people. And once you get to a certain price point, you're no longer catering to that audience. You know, you're catering to a much more specialized, smaller audience that will spend disposable income like that on gaming, you know, that kind of thing. So, we'll see. I just know what they used to be like, and I hope they're still going to do that. The Switch is a great little unit. I love the fact that I could put all those old games on it, old arcade games and things like that, and enjoy playing them, you know. Da 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 da. Let's get after it today. Do da do da. Okay, that's a dead end, but it's not a bad one. Here we go. Moving on up. Gotta find some elites here. That's why our bar is slowly churning up here. As it's not as the small fry trash here isn't as worth as much on the bar as elites are. So. This might do it right here. There's a lot here. Yep. Den Mother. Much better run there. Much cleaner run. But we'll see. Nintendo is, I've often said Nintendo's going to Nintendo, which means they are going to march to the beat of their own drum. And they're going to do whatever Nintendo wants to do. And they're not going to listen to anybody. Nintendo is, for better or for worse, considered to be a company that is innovative. And that's why you often see Sony and Microsoft paying very close attention to what Nintendo is doing, so they can, in some way, try to emulate, you know, what it is they do. And some of them do it too literally. You know, Nintendo was the first console to have force feedback on the controllers, the rumbling controllers. 6 months later, so did Sony. You know, now it's an industry standard. What I think will be interesting is to see what they're going to do with this handheld thing. I know Sony's been trying stuff, and they have their PlayStation Portal or whatever it is. But that's a little different than what Nintendo's done. I think the real interesting thing will be Microsoft. Because Microsoft is, right now, they are a ship without a rudder. Pardon me. They have all of these IPs that are you know, all these publishers, all these developers, and that have made so many of these legacy games that we're still playing today, like Diablo IV, and they don't really have any way to make their consoles stick out. Nintendo is or not Nintendo, Sony is cleaning that clock every time right now. So, would Microsoft, in this case, possibly do something similar to what Nintendo's doing, or a Steam Deck? Hi there, Yarn Witch. Good morning to you too. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I was on my soapbox for a second there. Thank you for lurking. Ah, here we go. Nice, very nice. Would Microsoft maybe throw their hat in the ring and put out a Steam Deck / Switch competitor? And believe it or not, they've done nuttier things, so I could totally see that. That would be interesting to see. If anyone's going to do anything similar to what Nintendo is doing with a console, it'll be Microsoft, I believe. Because right now they need direction, and they don't have any, I don't think. Thank you, Yarn Witch. Thank you. You know, if Microsoft could release a Steam Deck / Switch competitor, but still have open ability to put other things on it, that would be interesting. Da 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 do 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 do. And if anyone is not following or Yarn Witch on Twitter and subscribe to her on YouTube, you really should. She is a lovely person. I have nothing but wonderful things to say about her. And I just want her to be happy. want everybody to be happy. Oh my gosh. Ah. Da, da, da. Yeah, it seems like to me that Sony is pretty happy with what they have. You know, the high-end console dominance that they have right now. It would be Microsoft that would make a change. But I honestly, and I'll tell you why the Switch exists is because of the Wii U. The Wii U was kind of, it was two things. First of all, it was an experiment with the tablet. That was a big experiment for them. The tablet cost more. No problem, Yarn Witch. You're a lovely lady. I'm so happy that you're my friend. The Wii U was an experiment with the tablet. There was also a confusing name thing, which the customers here didn't quite understand. What they thought, I have a Wii, I just need that tablet, the Wii U tablet. That's all I need. It's like, now the Wii U is a whole new game console. But at the same time, they were being very they were just trying to figure out what to do with this thing, and since so many people wanted it to be portable, that's where the Switch came from, in my opinion. Because the big drawback to that Switch tablet was you had to be within, so many feet of the Wii console the Wii U console to use it. So while it was portable, it wasn't portable. You could play it on your couch while your girlfriend watches Married at First Sight, but not that I have any experience with that. But thank you, Yard Witch. Thank you. That's so great. Ah! God, I want to hit 298 today and beyond. But I don't have a crystal ball. We'll see. I make a lot of predictions because I've been right sometimes. I've been wrong more times than I'm right, but I just think if anyone's going to do something massively different, it's going to be Microsoft, because they are really getting their clocks cleaned right now. I'm fine with being on the podcast. You guys tell me, when to be there, and I'll make it happen. Whenever you guys are ready to have me. Alright, we have the Snow, the Drowned Sea Hag. 134 billion that last hit was for. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Let's recover. Or recycle. Yep, I will gladly take part in that. Here we go. Here we go, da 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 da. Awesome sauce. Alright. It's alright, it's alright. Yeah, well, the thing is, they have spent billions of dollars, and I'm not misspeaking when I say billions with a B, on buying up publishers and developers and getting a library that is massive for their portfolio. But they've not. Their business model is confusing because they're no longer trying to sell games. They're trying to sell subscriptions to their Game Pass. So if you're looking at a game that costs $200 million to make, and you're basically giving it away to people who are paying you $10 a month or whatever it is for Game Pass, you're not making back near the investment on not just on the purchasing of the studio, but the game itself. So I don't know what Microsoft's end game is. I mean, they got more money than God, so it's not like they're going to go bankrupt. But I'm curious as to what Phil Spencer has in mind for the Xbox brand, because it just doesn't seem sustainable. That's my concern. Is I don't know what their plan is. And when you've paid billions of dollars to get these games under your portfolio, and these studios in your portfolio, your shareholders are going to say, when are we going to see a return on investment? And that's where the rubber meets the road. I don't know what they're planning, but they've spent like $100 billion in the last 5 years, several years, in buying up these studios. At some point, they're going to have to. That check's going to come due. They're going to have to do something about it. And it's been my prediction for a while that within the next 10 years, the Xbox brand will be a high-end gaming PC brand where you go into like a Best Buy or you go to Amazon and they'll have not just one Xbox, but several, and they're nothing more than very powerful gaming Windows PCs, is what I think. But they definitely need to change, because right now they are getting their clocks cleaned, as I said. There's no way that they can. That's right. They're going to have to show an ROI on these studios, and right now, I mean, the Game Pass crowd is it's not big enough to sustain what they've done. That's the thing, is they need to grow that Game Pass if that's what they want their business model to be, and they're not getting it. Gonna have to answer to your shareholders, your stockholders. That's what it's going to come down to. At least Sony has their... And as much as I don't like what Sony's been doing lately, they at least have their ducks in a row with what they're doing. They know what they do makes sense business-wise. I might not like it, but from a business perspective, it makes sense. Right now, Microsoft's business model for the Xbox brand is not making any sense to me. And the gal who's the head of Xbox development last year was interviewed, and she said the next Xbox is going to be the biggest technological jump from between any console, which I'm automatically going to call a little bit of BS on. But at the same time, what does she mean? No one can afford to make games for the powerful consoles now. So if you make it even more powerful with more features to take advantage of and more expensive games to make, there ain't no one gonna make any games for it. But I wouldn't be shocked if they did the Switch thing, try the Switch thing. It's funny though, because Microsoft has always played nice with Nintendo. They've respected Nintendo and not really. Sony they've taken pot shots at in the past, but never Nintendo. So for them to go right after Nintendo's market share would be different. It would be a shift for them. They don't usually do that. And to be fair, Sony's taking pot shots at Microsoft as well, so it's... They would call it probably friendly ribbing is probably what they would call it, but they have taken shots at each other. Not now, though. They seem to be playing nice. I just still would love to... I would love to ask Phil Spencer, what is your business model? What is your end game here? Because... right now, I'm looking at the X's and O's, and I just don't see how it adds up for a successful business model for the Xbox brand. And there's always the option that Microsoft, with their next iteration of the Xbox, won't sell games at all. Like, it's very possible that if they're gonna they'll do a console only. No. Okay. They'll do a Game Pass only unit. That's entirely possible. I don't think it would work, but it works. I just it's fascinating. The business is just changing so much. It's hard for me to really sit here and go, oh, this is what's going to happen. But it's just it's very interesting to think and speculate. Pretty dang sure that Microsoft is going to be they're going to be the first shoe to drop before Sony does, as far as releasing a new generation of consoles. Just like with the Xbox One, Microsoft nearly pulled a hamstring backing away from that thing. I don't think the standard console gamer would like it. That's the thing, Yarny, is that if you're looking at the gaming audience, we like knowing we have ownership of something, right? And if Microsoft is going to go a Game Pass only unit, there would have to be a lot of guarantees given with that. Because the Game Pass library changes out every couple of months, right? Some games fall off the list, third-party games fall off the list, and new ones come on. There would get a lot of complaints that if they were, let's just say, playing, you know, a Persona game, which is a third party, and then it's a long game, and ends up they pull it off the list before someone is done with it. That would be a problem for them. But it would that would grow the Game Pass. To a point, it would. You're always going to have your there's a core base of fanboys and girls for each console. So for each console maker. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if you know, it would get some more people involved. But it would be enough to make the console the profitable in the Xbox space. I have no idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure Starfield didn't sell up to Microsoft's expectations, and a big reason why is because they put it on Game Pass day one. So your diehards all have Game Pass anyway. They're not shelling out the $60 that they would have. So, I don't know. What'll be interesting to see is what they're going to do with their relationship with Sony. Now, they could always take their games and put them on the PlayStation, and Sony will sell them. Sony is still about hardline game sales. But then that would remove the reason to buy the Microsoft one, unless it offered something that the Sony version didn't. I'm sorry. I should be quiet. Should I be quiet so you could work out? I'm just speculating. I just really want to see. Thank you for saying I'm entertaining. I would just really like to ask Phil Spencer what they're doing. I don't get it. There has to be something that they know something that I don't, obviously. I only look at the baseline, and that's all I can really do is look at the baseline and say, you spent $100 billion. Thank you. You're going to make me blush. You spent $100 billion to get these guys in your portfolio. They're spending $200 million per game. How many Game Passes are you selling, have been sold? You know, it's just doesn't make any sense. Now, if Microsoft does, if they do the Switch route, if they decide to make a Switch competitor, and they make it Game Pass only, that's an interesting thing to think about. That's an interesting because then you would have, if you make it Game Pass only, you would know your customer base right from the start. How many the install base is how many subscribers you have, and then you could set up your business accordingly. But I don't know. Things have changed so much. I mean, if you'd have told me, 15 years ago that we were going to be in a position where the packaged game sales are no longer the hard line, I would have said, no way, no, you're wrong. But it's interesting. It's interesting. And don't forget, I'm completely against digital distribution. I do not like it. At all. Because at that point, you're letting your ownership of a copy of a game being left up to a corporation that does not have your best interests in mind. Interesting to see. I'm speculating and going on, and it's all because of the Switch 2 leak, the leaks we've seen. And if Nintendo's listening, guys, I would have a Nintendo Direct to reveal it next week, because the cat's out of the bag. We want to see what you're planning, what the release date is, what the price is going to be, what your launch window lineup games are. You're right. 100% right. Digital ownership is, they can take it away from you anytime they want, for any reason that they want. And I just don't, I'm not into that. I want a copy of my game so I can play it whenever I want without any sort of problems. I don't trust a billion-dollar corporation to have my best interests in mind. No world boss spawning yet. Because the corporation's always going to choose the business over you, so regardless of how you feel about them as a fan. I've been a fan of your company for so long. Yeah, okay, thank you. Glad you were there to support us. Still got to buy it again, though. The gaming business has evolved a lot, and I don't think it's done. I think we're still going to see a lot of things change. Hi, Amanda. Hope you have a great day, too. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad your doggy is eating. That's the important thing. Doggy's eating. Da 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 da. Yeah, I really want to see what they're... Yeah. Well, she's not there yet. It's commendable that you're taking care of her the way you are at her advanced age. I mean, 21-year-old dog is, in and of itself, amazing. In and of itself, it's pretty amazing. Give her water from a hamster bottle. Yes, you do. You take very good care of your dog. Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing what's happening next. The Switch 2 will be the first thing, obviously, that drops. And the Switch 1 sold like gangbusters, made Nintendo a lot of money. So they're going to stick with that same business model, and I don't blame them. I do know, though, that digital distribution in Japan is... It used to be something that they were not very fond of. I used to have some friends that used to work in the anime industry. When Funimation was around, now it's Crunchyroll. When they were releasing, they still are releasing because it's still going on. One Piece, the anime One Piece, and they had struck a deal with the producers of One Piece, the anime, and to actually stream on their service the latest episodes of One Piece as they came out, and they would do them subtitles. So they would get access to the episode, they would subtitle it, put it out there, and then people would pardon me, they would watch it on the thing there. Well, or on the service. Japan was very, very queasy about allowing that. Like they did not get it. They were not really into that. It was like, oh jeez. So it wouldn't surprise me if Nintendo and Sony, even though Sony technically is not a Japanese company anymore, they moved their headquarters over here to California, I believe. That they still want hardline sales. They still want to show Mario sold this much, God of War sold this much. You know, that's what they want to do. And then they'll, Sony will put their digital stuff up once the sales, or a year or so of the game, have been on the shelf. Okay, now we'll put it on our PlayStation Plus premium package. But Sony still wants hardline game sales, and so does Nintendo. It's Microsoft's business model that's different, and I don't really know. That's what I would love to ask Phil Spencer. If there's if I ever had a chance to interview him, I would be like, dude, just explain this to me, because the math doesn't add up. I need you to explain to me what your end game here is, because right now it looks like you guys are hemorrhaging cash, and I don't know a lot, but I know your shareholders won't like the fact if you're hemorrhaging cash and you don't have any return on it. You know, my mod and friend Daylight on Twitch. Amanda Yarnwitch on YouTube, my friend Yarnwitch, says that she's sending your love to your pup. That you're a wonderful person for caring for the dog like that. It's a lot of physical and emotional work, and she's had some issues. She lost a couple of her kitties here recently, so she understands. Da, 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 da. We think my dog is 9. Amanda says thank you, Yarny. The emotional drain is something else when it comes to your pets. Because we don't know what our pets are thinking. She's also sorry to hear about your kitties, Yarny. Oh, doo, doo. Go this way. A lot of spiders. But yeah, that's what's. We'll see what Nintendo's planning. I still would like to see Nintendo. If their console, if the Switch 2 is gonna be $400, that's gonna be very uncharacteristic of Nintendo. And Yarny says thank you, Amanda. Da, 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 da. That's a lot of special effects right there. Good gravy. Out. Nintendo's gonna Nintendo. You have a great day too, Amanda. Nintendo's gonna Nintendo. They're not gonna. They march the beat of their own drum. They do whatever the heck they want to do, and the industry will always pay attention to Nintendo because Nintendo does tend to set trends. That's why I'm thinking that they're going to have a competitor in that space before too much longer. And it's not going to be Asus or Steam with their Steam Deck and stuff. I think it'll be or Valve with the Steam Deck. I think it'll be Microsoft or Sony will come in and have something very similar. No problem, Yarny. It's important that we share each other's, experiences. Human beings are social creatures, so I don't mind doing it. Her dog is 21 years old, so I mean it's amazing that the dog's lasted that long. But she takes very good care of her, so. Oh gosh. Da, 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 yeah, there we go. Can't believe I'm running back for one guy. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was in a named elite, so that was good. Da 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 da. And Nintendo will always be about their franchises. That's the thing, is they own the most valuable video game IPs on the planet. Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon are probably more valuable than the next 20 IPs, best-selling IPs combined. Be interesting to see what they do. Plus, Nintendo is really the last Japanese company standing when it comes to hardware development. since Sony moved their stuff out to California. So the Japanese are very loyal to Japanese companies. And they're a very large technology company, loves their games and all that. So the Japanese people will definitely support Nintendo, regardless of what they do. It always makes me laugh when people talk about, you know, they make fun of Americans for being patriotic and loving the flag and all that. It's like, have you never been to Japan? The Japanese are more proud of their culture than Americans by far. Then, mother. Down she goes. It's true. It's true. Japanese are very proud of their, and rightfully so. Their culture was undisturbed for hundreds of years, so their culture is completely different than a lot of cultures that are out there. And they're very proud of themselves, proud of it, and they should be. You're 100% right. It's okay for people to be proud of their heritage from other countries, which is, again, it's fine. But if you're a proud American, it's almost like you have to defend yourself against some people, and it's just like, come on, really? This guy's proud to be from you know, Argentina or South Korea or wherever. And you're gonna give me crap because I'm a American and I love being an American. Japanese history is fascinating. Very fascinating stuff. I did a report in college about Nobunaga Oda and just all the legends and stories about him, and it was just fascinating to read all that stuff, and then you see him portrayed in Japanese games like he's some sort of demon king or something. It's great. Yeah, I'm a little educated. I'm a lot educated. Way too educated, quite honestly. Go, get in there. Blood Bishop can attack diagonally. Down he goes. Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Go. All right. World boss is in 54 minutes, which would make it 11 o'clock. All right. Oh, wait, I just realized my potion and things are out, so Enigma's always forgetting to get his experience boosts. I have a master's degree in business administration. Is the highest degree that I have. So when I say I'm too educated, that's what I mean. Because I ain't using it. Although if I turn this into something and I will have to use it then. Because I'll have to manage it. Yeah, you know, I'm definitely proud of it. If I had it to do over again, I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't have gotten it, but I am proud of it. Something that not a lot of people have is a master's degree. I told my girlfriend I was thinking going back for my doctorate, and she said, "No, you're not going to do that." And I said, "Why?" And she goes, "Well, why would you want it?" I said, "Because I want people to call me doctor." And she said, "No, that's not why you want... No, you're not going back for your doctorate degree. You're not even using your master's degree." That's true. And as an old one of my oldest friends told me one time when I told her I had a master's degree, because when we were talking regularly before she moved to Japan, I wasn't in college, and so I told her I talked to her for the first time in several years, and I said I have a master's degree now, and she said, "Enigma, No matter how many degrees you get, you'll never be as smart as your girlfriend. You might be more accredited than she is, but you'll never be smarter. And she's right. But don't think for one second I don't remind my girlfriend that I am more accredited than she is. And that's when she reminds me that she makes, you know, nearly 3 times what I did at my old job. And she wins, so, I mean... Hey, Yarny, I know the right answers, okay? Truth is, you ladies are always right. You're always right. Especially when you're wrong. You're always right. I don't know about that. He probably says you're smarter than he is. But if anyone were to ask me, hey, Enigma, should I go for my master's degree? My first question would be, well, what do you want it for? And will you actually use it? Because I have my master's degree, and I've not used it at all. So I would advise against it unless your specific job that you're going for or have is requesting you to have one. Because it just doesn't... Right now, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Juice isn't worth the squeeze. He took it off his resume. That's interesting. So he wasn't getting calls back because they thought he was overqualified. That's interesting. Very interesting. I nearly did that again. That's my superpower. Between you and me, Yarny, I'm telling you this, and well, I'm telling the world this. In the next 10 years, it's not going to be MBA holders and computer programmers that are going to be in demand. It's going to be automobile mechanics. It's going to be truck drivers. It's going to be plumbers, pipe fitters. People who have a trade. Because right now we have a lot of people with computer degrees, a lot of people with business degrees, and no one's saying, hey, I want to be a plumber when I grow up. People who actually get their hands dirty. I have a pork roast in the crock pot right now, and it's just now I can smell it. Woo! Smells good. Yeah, we're going to start seeing millionaires come up that are plumbers and truck drivers. You watch. That, yes, that, and because we're seeing a shift in. I mean, now the kids are coming up now wanting to be TikTok influencers, you know, things like that, and it's just. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to make a living off of that, for certain. I'm trying to make a living off of being, you know, streaming and such, but I'm working towards it. But at the same time, you know, I'm a monkey dancing. I can't. I know how to change my own oil, but I've never done it. You know, my dad showed me, and because he was an automobile mechanic, but we're going to see, you know, plumbers' prices are going to go way up, automobile mechanics' prices are going to go way up. It's coming. It is coming, coming, coming. There's already a shortage of truck drivers. I can tell you that. I know that for a fact that a lot of LTL carriers are looking for drivers because there's just not enough in the pool right now. They don't know what they're going to do. Yeah. You were correct, Yarny, absolutely. If you don't use it, you lose it a lot of the time. It's not like riding a bike. Ancestral gloves for the first time today. What do they got on them? Dex, armor. I don't want armor. No. Close, but no cigar. That's what's coming. That is what's coming. You too, Yarny. Thank you for being here and talking with me. I greatly appreciate it. Listen to me opine about a lot of different things. Hope to see you soon. Goodness. And again, anyone who's not following Yarn Witch and subscribe to her on YouTube, please do yourself a favor and do so. She is a absolute sweetheart. You take care. Sometimes you go through this streaming thing, and well, I mean, you always, if you're doing the streaming thing, if sometimes you meet people that are trying to use you as a stepping stone to prop themselves up, and I'm lucky to say I've met some people here over the last several months since I've returned full time that I really don't believe are like that, and that makes me very happy to know that I am making actual friends doing this, you know, people that care about my success as much as they care about their own, and I'm very much the same way. I'm on record, and I'll say it again for those who don't know. If I were to wake up tomorrow and I was a Twitch partner and a YouTube monetize and all that, then I was making, you know, 100 people per stream and things like that, I would still help out the people that have helped me. That would be my goal, is to get them up to where I am, so we can all enjoy success together. But sadly, a lot of the time when you're dealing with, I'm not going to say most, but I'll say some people, they're looking at you and your community as their springboard, so. And I have met some of those folks. Go down. Get down. It would be cool to have my doctorate. It really would be cool. Dr. Enigma. That would be that's actually better than Evil Enigma. Dr. Enigma. But yeah, anyway, no one is. I'm not doing that. I never ever want to put myself through schooling ever again. Plus, when you think about it, I'd have to write a thesis. I don't want to write a thesis. I didn't have to write a thesis for my master's, thank God, and I'd have to write one to get my doctorate, and I don't want to write one of those. With my attention span. Da, 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 da. Maybe I'll get big enough as a creator that my alma mater will say, we're going to honorarily give you a doctorate because you are so good. And I'll be like, okay. I'm kidding. If they honorarily give me a doctorate, I would take it, but at the same time, it would be like, I don't expect that to ever happen. So, if anyone is new here, I see that I have a lot of folks on Twitter right now. Holy shnikes. Yeah, I'd appreciate the support with a follow on Twitch, Twitter, and the subscription on YouTube. That would really help me out. And you know, and I'm Enigma. My name is Enigma. I'm a variety streamer here. I'm a 15-year video game industry veteran. So when I was opining about the Switch 2 and what Microsoft is going to do and things like that, I come from a place of wisdom in that area. Now, granted, there's a lot of things going on that are new with the industry changing, so it's not like I expect things to be exactly the same, but there's a lot going on right now in gaming, and that's why I was opining about the Switch 2 and Microsoft. I still don't understand Microsoft's business model. I really don't. As I was telling Yarnwich earlier today, is this... they've spent $100 billion on getting these studios. These studios are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to make games that are not successful. So how are they making that money up? And there's not enough Game Pass subscribers out there to keep the ship buoyant, you know? So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, and I don't know. I'm sure they're playing four-dimensional chess. That's the thing, is like that. I'm sure Phil Spencer and everybody at Xbox has something, you know, a rabbit in the hat they have yet to pull out. And I get it, but at the same time I would love to know what's going on, because they're hemorrhaging money right now if all they're doing is making money off of Game Pass subscriptions. And that's not an insult or anyone you know, being a fanboy, because I'm not really a fanboy of any of the three. I love all three, but I would not say I'm by means of cheerleading for any of them. I would, because I just love games. I'm a big, you know, gaming fan. I would just love to know what their plan is, because of the fact that if you're doing the math right now, it doesn't add up. So, you know, something's got to give. Something's got to at some point they're going to have to reveal mathematics, because they're publicly traded. So their shareholders are not going to like it. At some point, their shareholders are going to say, hey, I see here we've spent $100 billion on gaming. When are we going to start seeing some ROI on that? And that's as truthful and as honest as I can be about it, is that they are definitely, your shareholders are definitely going to question it. But we'll see. We'll see. It's an interesting thing to think about. It's I mean, let's get past Nintendo first. We need to see what the Switch 2 is going to do, and I would suspect now that the plumber is out of the bag, quite literally. They're going to probably show off their stuff sooner than later. And of course, I'm willing to wager money that Metroid Prime 4 will be the day one launch game from Nintendo for the thing. Or the one they're going to put the most marketing behind. And I've been saying that for forever that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a launch game for the new Switch. And I'm still confused about the price, as I was saying earlier. Rumor is that it's going to be $400, and that is very un-Nintendo-like, to be that close to their competitors when it comes to pricing. And that's unless their third parties demanded it. That could be as something as well. See what the thing is, and this goes back to the Nintendo Wii, and why since the Wii the third parties have really had a kit glove approach to Nintendo. And the reason is because Nintendo, as I said, does things by the march of their own drum, the beat of their own drum. They do not change if they don't want to. And with the Wii, and subsequently the Wii U, and subsequently after that, even the Switch, these game companies, when they make a game, let's just take Diablo here, right? Diablo 4 is made for the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series S and X, and PC, right? That's what it's available on. For them to put it on the Switch, assuming the Switch is strong enough and more powerful enough to have it, I don't think they are, but let's just, for the sake of argument, say that it is. They would have to make an entirely new interface for it to work with the Switch. They would have to, the controller scheme is different. There's a touchpad, portability, so you'd have to change the size of the text. A lot of this stuff they would have to do, and that costs money. And what happened with the Switch was, at first, the third parties were all in on it. They were making Wii game. Did I say Switch? I meant Wii. I apologize. That's what happened with the Nintendo Wii, was these third parties were making games for the Wii because the Wii was selling like gangbusters. But when it came down to it, no one was buying the third party games on the Wii. The last year they made John Madden Football on the PlayStation 2. It outsold the Wii version. I mean, that is very telling. Very, very telling. And so for soon enough, a lot of these third parties that make AAA quality games abandoned the Wii because they weren't selling any games. EA, Activision, Call of Duty, John Madden Football, things like that. And I realize people are rolling their eyes when I say Call of Duty and Madden Football, but the thing is, those are the games that pay the bills. Say what you want to about them, and you're probably correct. Their popularity is what keeps a lot of the keeps the publishers' lights on a lot of the time. But if you don't have Madden or Call of Duty on your console, you're gonna have some problems. And the Wii did not. After a couple of years, they realized, hey, no one's buying this stuff, and they were having to spend extra money to make a different version of the game because it wasn't as powerful as the other two consoles. Plus, it had a completely new game control style and all that. They were having to spend millions of dollars to make a Switch version of these games, and they realized it's just not worth it. The juice is just not worth the squeeze, so they abandoned the Wii. And of course, I am I'm not a Wii fan. I'm on record as saying I really dislike the Nintendo Wii, and I do. but no one knew how to make anything for it either. That's the thing, that new control style with the motion controls. No one really knew what to do with that. You know, how do you make that? How do you make it? You know, make a game like that fun and make it to where they can play it, because you know, someone like me who's I'm 49 now, but I was in my 30s when the Wii came out, my late 30s, and mid to late 30s, and it just, you know, after playing a couple of games of boxing or whatever, I got worn out. I can't do this. So that is, I mean, that's the downfall of the Wii right there. At least from what I saw. But hey, they recovered. The Wii U was a gap, a bridgeway, and Nintendo did not sell nearly as much of those as they liked. But here's another interesting thing. Because of backwards compatibility, they're not going to be able to go back and re-release a lot of the same games for this new Switch like they did the Switch from the Wii U. They could get away with it on the Wii U because very few people bought the damn thing. So Mario Kart 8 was brand new for a lot of people, you know. New Super Mario Wii U was brand new for a lot of people. Super Mario 3D World was brand new for a lot of people. Or Super Mario World, I'm sorry. Because, you know, the Wii U didn't sell. They're not going to have that now. So they're going to have to, you know, there's going to be a new Mario Kart, you know, that kind of stuff. Be interesting. Oh, come on, get that guy down. So we'll see what they do. I saw someone saying they wanted Twilight Princess HD on it, and, you know, Twilight Princess is a Zelda game. But, well, compared to the Zelda games that we're getting now, it's great. But I've only beaten Twilight Princess one time, and it's because I feel like the game really has no soul to it. I'll take Wind Waker all day, every day over that, and we do need, you know, because HD Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were both on the Wii U. Those are the only two games that come to my mind immediately. Oh wait, there was a Star Fox game on it too, wasn't there? Yeah, there was a Star Fox game on there as well. But you know, those are like the last standouts of Wii U games that have not seen the light of day. And people would buy Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. That pork roast smells good. Gosh, I'm just sitting here thinking about all the changes that were happening in the games industry when I worked there. The big change I remember was when Microsoft put a hard drive in the Xbox for saving games onto. Now, they had a memory card system as well, but there was a hard drive in that console. It didn't have to have have memory cards. Memory cards are made for transporting data from Xbox to Xbox. Everything else was saved right onto the unit itself. Flipped the industry on its side because Sony was making... They were banking hand over fist off of PlayStation 2 memory cards. They sell them for $25. Probably cost them $3 or $4 to make. If the average PlayStation 2 owner owns 2 memory cards, go ahead and do the math on that for the the profitability. Probably $3 or $4 to make, and then they turned around and would sell it probably for $10-15 to their marketing partners. So let's just say they got $10 in profit. And the average PlayStation 2 owner would have 2 memory cards, so that's $20 per person. Now multiply that by how many PlayStation 2 owners there are. And there are outliers for people like me who owned like 6 or 7 memory cards for PlayStation 2, right? So that was a revenue stream that was really hard for a lot of these game companies like Sony in particular. It was hard for them. They didn't know what could they possibly do. So yeah, it's weird to think about and how different the industry was then and now. Now memory cards aren't a thing. No one cares. Well, that's not true. They do for portable things, but memory cards are not necessarily needed. You don't have to have one for your console. I guess we'll see. I'm waiting, quite honestly. I suspect Nintendo is going to announce a Nintendo Direct within the next 2 weeks. Because again, we all know now the hype train is out of control right now for this thing. So Nintendo's going to have to answer some questions, and they need to do it while it's hot. That's the thing. Is if they don't, then they're going to lose interest, I think, because this has been like the biggest thing in a while is this, we know Nintendo's working on a new console, kind of thing. And I've heard a couple of different dates. I've heard May as a release date, sometime in May. I've heard June. And I've also heard September, so quite honestly, I'm much more of a fan of them releasing it as far away from the holidays as possible, so May or June I think would be optimal. But, because I don't like it when you have normies fighting with diehards to get stock, and when you have game consoles coming out during the holidays, that's exactly what happens. There's always a fight between the normies and the diehards to get more consoles. And luckily, I think this time we won't see anywhere as bad of scalpers as we had in the past. You know, with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, how there were guys that had bots that would buy dozens of these things, and then they would sell them for 2 and 3 times the MSRP. I don't like that. So I know that like Best Buy's new system actually works pretty well. Don't know about Amazon, but that's what we need, is just, these bots need to piss off. These scalpers need to piss off. I have no sympathy for scalpers. it is 15 minutes. We're about to get the 15-minute warning on our... oh, look at that. We are out of incense. So let's go back down here and get some.
The wilderness is vile, but this will do.
Yeah. Always interested to see what's going to happen.
I'll be here soon.
I really want to level up. Yeah, it's a 298 plus today. That'd be great. Great! Here we go! I think it's really smart, though, for Nintendo to go backwards compatibility. See, this is what's happened in the past, and what's happening now. And what's happening now is what needs to happen now. Backwards compatibility is very important because it gives value to the library you already have. On top of all that, it means that they're gonna have to make new stuff. But at the same time, in the past, like when they did the jump from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4, there was no backwards compatibility. You couldn't take your PlayStation 3 discs and put them in the PlayStation 4. Now you can play them with their live service, their service thing that they have, but there was no backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 4. And I think the reason why is because the contracts were signed for PlayStation 3 only. And I think now we're starting to see that Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are saying, we want your games on our platform, but it's going to be every PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo platform. It's not just going to be the current system. It's going to be in perpetuity, because we want our customers to feel like there's value in their past purchases. So I don't know that to be a fact, but I know that oh, you can't play that. That was on PlayStation 3. Now you have PlayStation 4. That was on Xbox 360. Now we have, although Microsoft was better at it than Sony has been, that's for dang sure. The Xbox One was backwards compatible with the Xbox 360. Some Xbox 360 titles, the ones they knew they could, that had no commercial impact on future releases. Like John Madden Football was not one of the backwards compatible titles because they always want you to buy the new Madden. Also, licensed stuff was never on that either. So a lot of the licensed stuff, like if X-Men Legends would not have made that cut, because then it would have forced the publisher to re-up with Marvel to play Marvel to have the rights to that game being on the platform again. That's why if you go back and look at like the Deadpool game that they released on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, that thing is selling like hotcakes because of the popularity of the character, number one, and number two, the license is long gone. And they did re-release it on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and those versions are even more expensive. But yeah, the license is gone on that, so you either have a copy of it or you don't have it. Unless it's on Steam. Could it be on Steam? I'm just curious. Because I do have a Steam Deck, and I don't think it's available. But we'll find out right now, because I am looking. The answer is no. Deadpool is not available on Steam. And that's because of the license. Activision had the license. They lost the license. How much time do we have? 9 minutes. One more time to run one more.
How shall I guide my men? I've been starting from nothing.
Yeah, new hardware time always makes me giddy because makes me, you know, what are they going to do? What's going to be different? You know, what's going on here? Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're enjoying my pontificating, my bloviating, my... You know, if you have half the chance, I would appreciate the follows and subscriptions on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. It would make me very, very happy to have your support, as I am looking at 2025 to be a year of growth. And I am growing right now, especially on Twitter. I hit 1,500 the other day, 2 days ago. And I'm still adding, so let's keep that gravy train rolling as far as I'm concerned. I want to get even more. I'd like to get up to monetization time on Twitter. That would be very nice. Very nice. Yeah, and I'm just flat out telling you guys, this pork roast I put in the crock pot smells great. When I away for lunch, I'm going to add some minced garlic to it, and see where we go from there. And of course, if you're on YouTube and you're subscribed, if you would like and comment and share my stuff with your friends, I would really appreciate that as well. I've had some very nice people say some very nice things about my streams, and I hope it continues. I really do. I hope I continue growing, getting better. I have big plans for my YouTube channel. As I've said before, I have a whole, I'm sitting in a game room full of 1,000 games at least, and it's only half of what I own. And I'd love to show off some stuff to you guys. I'd love to show off this stuff, some of the rare games I have, some of the memorabilia, some of the swag I've collected over the years. It'd be pretty cool. And that's, you know, I'm learning to edit, so that's good, but I'm still waiting on a couple of things to fall into place before I can actually start getting this stuff made, so be patient. I promise it's coming. Put you guys down. There we go. It'll happen. I've got some stuff I need to do. I'm still missing a couple of things. I've got a friend working on some stuff, and once I get that, definitely get to work on that. All right, 5 minutes and 1 second till the world boss. That's time for us to go see which world boss we want to fight, because it's down here and up there. So we're going to go up here first and see which boss this is. Don't yeah me. You know I'm being honest. So let's go see. If this is Avarice the Gold Cursed, then that's the one I want to fight. If not, we'll go down to the south and see which one that one is. It's Wandering Death. So now we're going to go down here and see which boss this is. Can't remember where I came in at. Okay, gotta go south. Riding a big freaking tiger, because it's great! Okay. Working at it. Okay, regardless of which boss it is, we're gonna fight this one, so since we still have 3 minutes or so to do stuff, I want to whoop some guys first. So how has Marvel Rivals been treating you there, Daylight? You still enjoying it? More bad guys up here. Cool. Which characters do you like using? Alright, here we are down here, minute and 12 to go, and it's Avarice the Gold Cursed. Good, this is the one I wanted. Magneto, Namor, the Punisher, of course. All fun. Okay. It always makes me laugh when people say, no one wants hero shooters anymore, and then a hero shooter comes out and they're like, oh my god. Every hero is free. Do you have to grind for them though? Is it like a loot box thing, or is it only cosmetics? Yeah, I've heard about the Fantastic Four because apparently the Invisible Woman has a costume that is quite revealing. Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having that peach. Hey, good for them. Break the stranglehold that these activists have had on the industry.
I appreciate
Of course, it's my prediction that what's really going to take effect here, what's really going to test the patience of the gaming audience is going to be the next Tomb Raider game. And if they do what is rumored to be done, of what's to be done to Lara Croft, that's going to be it could spell a big Doom type disaster for Embracer Group and Crystal Dynamics, which it needs to, quite honestly, if that's what they're going to do. Nothing. Not a thing. After all that.
the forge is ready for whatever you need.
That's what we want. We need to get gaming back to being fun again and not preachy. It's like those old Bugs Bunny cartoons. Or the Max Fleischer cartoons where, Max Fleischer, anyway, it doesn't matter. Where they always had the castor oil, and when the character got sick, they had to take castor oil. That's what it was back when these cartoons were made, which apparently tastes really bad. And it would put the spoon in the. That's how we are right now with a lot of the crap that they've been releasing. Don't look now, but we're probably about free force through the level up, and we've just been having fun. Just having a good time. That's what we've been doing. And we're going to continue doing it. We're going to continue having a good time talking about things and games and whatever you guys want to talk about. Except politics. I don't want to talk politics with anybody. Because it's too much of a hot button issue, and no matter what I say, I'm going to piss off half of my potential audience. So no, I will not talk politics. No politics at all. Now that smell that pork roast is making me hungry. Don't let this be a dead end. I still have some bar to work off here. This is a dead end, but maybe there's enough guys here, maybe? No, it's not a dead end. Good. We're getting close. Guardian awaits you. Discourage to the lane. He's right there. Gotta take him out. And good, we still have our incense and potion work. Hey there, Marshmallow, good to see you. Oh, it's Able Angel. Hey guys, Happy New Year to both. New Year to both of you guys. It's a beautiful day. Are you guys safe? Because I know the wildfires are out there. Y'all are in California, right? I mean, I hope you're safe if you're here. Thank you so much for the Happy New Year wishes. Yeah. Going this way first. Going this way first. Going downtown. Yep, I see you. I see you. You coming up here? I'm going to just knock you down. Da, 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 da. That's good. Safe inside. Hope you guys stay safe. And if you do go outside, careful of that ash. If it gets in your lungs, not good for you. Are you kidding? That guy just refused to go down. Getting there. I really want to get up to 298 today. And we're doing it too. Okay, alright. Stop running backwards. Controller drift is a thing. Controller drift is a thing. Christ. Well, we have 12 days, I think, until the end of the season. So we're going to have a new season in about a week and a half. And I will play a new character then. Because we got to start all the way over. Alright. Maybe this will do it. There's a lot of spiders here. Yep, it did it. It's me. I did it. Mother's Judgment. Down he goes. Okay, time to recycle. Yeah, we're doing pretty well with the levels up. I'm pretty pleased. Pretty pleased with the way things have gone. And at the pace we're going, we'll hit 300 by Monday, so good on us there. And of course, when we start a new character, that means it'll be a different one. It won't be a Spiritborn again, for two reasons. First of all, I'm playing a Spiritborn right now. Second of all, they're going to nerf the absolute hell out of this character in 12 days. And the other reason is, well, that's just two reasons. The third reason is just because I want something different. So I've yet to really get into a sorcerer and play, you know, build one of those up. So that'll be what I use next. Will be a sorcerer. Dead end there. Down. I'm doing okay. Don't worry, be happy. Woo-hoo-hoo. The only thing I remember about the Don't Worry Be Happy music video is Robin Williams was in it. Talk about a blast from the past on that one. That's why I can't play Guardians of the Galaxy. It's because there's all that licensed music on it. It sucks that that game didn't do so well, because that was a fun game. I really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. I really wish more people would have bought it. Nice run there. That was one of the better runs. Just over 3 minutes. And that's about it. Da 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 da. Hell? Nothing. Nothing worth a darn. Thank you, Subo. I appreciate that. I appreciate it even more that you show me where all the bad guys are on the mini-map in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. That's valuable. Okay, gotcha. Having a good time. Apologies to Freddie Mercury. The big news about Facebook is doing away with their that department with fact checkers. They're getting rid of their fact check department. That's interesting. Very big news. And his reasoning is sound too, because people do have their political beliefs, and they tend to let that flag fly instead of doing what should be done, and that's actually fact-checking what people are doing or saying or all that. That's an elite. Give me that. We'll see how it turns out. They're going to do something more like Twitter's community notes. All right. So that's interesting. Very interesting to look at and think about. Alright, here we go. There's a lot of dudes here. It's a dead end, and I'm not going to have near the bad guys here to get the portal open, so... over here. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I've always believed in being nice and kind to people, regardless of their beliefs. But just how I am. How I've been. That was not my best run. Let's recycle. I have... Of course, it's a malignant heart. It's always a malignant heart. And we're just... I mean, it's like we're definitely more than 3/4 into this level, so... Good things, good things, good things. And we're just continuing motoring along here. We're gonna... I really want to get to 300. And from what a guy was in my stream yesterday, and said that he heard that they're not only going to nerf the Spiritborn, they're going to buff the other characters, so it's supposed to be a little bit of both. I think in particular the Vicious Shield is what's not really working, that's making this class so uber strong. And I just realized I need a potion. There we go. There we go. Now we're heading down here. Got... Come on and get it. Formidable. So we're not going to get the level up this morning. We will hope we'll get it this afternoon when I get back from lunch, because there's not enough time in the morning stream for us to gain that much XP. But I'm all about it. I'm all about it. We are motoring along. We're doing well. We're getting XP. I'm having controller drift issues. Guardian awaits you. Hello, Bramble. Yep. Billions and billions of hit points. All right, let's go back. The interesting thing is going to be what I'm going to do. Well, what I have 3 Paragon points left, and I know where I want to put them, but we'll have to see what the Paragon board looks like once we get to the 298. Because I've maxed out the Eagle skill glyph according to where I have it on the Paragon board. And that's why our Eagle skills are doing 366.8% more damage than they would otherwise, is because of that. So, plus it also adds the lightning skills, and Eagle skills are lightning, so cool there. On the other part of the Paragon board I'm going to go to is lightning damage, which is my Quill Volley. So not only will I be doing extra damage with my Eagle skill, I'll be doing extra damage as lightning as well. Hopefully it'll really make, well, I don't know if it'll really make a difference, but I hope it does. Hi, Megs. Don't be quiet. It's fine. Or don't apologize. It's fine. You're back in the office. I get it. Thank you for being here. Glad that the snow is off and or is not hindering you anymore. Get him down, huh? Yes. This is the portal, isn't it? Yeah, that looks like the portal. This is the portal to wherever. And Mags is one of those ladies, just like Yarn Witch, who was here earlier. Mags is a wonderful follow, as she is making a comeback. She'll be streaming and things like that before too much longer. So if you give her the likes and the follows and subscriptions and all that good stuff, because she deserves it. And she's a sweetheart. And she got her kitty back last night, so... And I'm sure the kitty was spoiled. We're doing... Look at it, look at it, look at it. And ooh, there's a lot of explosives there. There's our pole. Oh. I know that we started feeding Whiskey wet, fresh food, and it's very big difference for him. He loves his fresh food. Like he's, where the hell is he? Oh, he's up there. He really like he waits for it. It's like, oh my god, I have to have it. Okay, here we go. More slaughter over the bad guys. I know you do, but I want to help you. You help me. Ah, blew up. Okay, there's some elites. We got that. Oh, that was a dead end, too. Good thing we found it first. Or almost first. I'm ready. Just noticed my health was halfway down. I want to help. Okay, get it. I got it here. That's neither do I, but I will do what I can to help you. Okay, down. I got you. Let me just move it on up. Oh gosh, I sometimes I just tickle myself thinking about things. We were sitting here on the couch watching a game show. This was probably like 2 weeks ago. And the game show asked the question, which one of these memorials was finished last? I think it was last. And the answer was the Jefferson Memorial, which is, of course, for Thomas Jefferson. And somehow we turned it into... It was the George Jefferson Memorial. And I said, Weezy, where's my monument? She died laughing. It was so funny. But the George Jefferson Memorial. The things that go through my head. Bramble again. Hello, Bramble again. Alright. Well, I still will do what I can to help you if I can. I know you probably don't need a lot of my help because you are much more popular. You're very popular. Okay. Everybody needs to be nice. Okay, alright. Ooh. Potion and the incense are still working. And all the stuff I've done today, all the talking I've done, actually makes the time go by faster, so. Always nice when I have someone to talk to. Go, do, 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 do. Okay, alright, okay, alright. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad that we are friends. Pretty okay. Oh wow. Yeah, I can imagine. And I'm sorry you've been you know, betrayed. I definitely know what that's like. Just don't be too hard on yourself. That's about the best advice I can offer is don't be too hard on yourself. No, and because then you're letting them affect you more than it should. Cool. Good. Good, I'm glad. because you're a great person. So, but I know it's hard. I'm hard on myself a lot, so I struggle with that as well. So, and I still find my mind going back and litigating things that I've done that have happened to me in the past, but not as much as it used to. There we go. And of course I have no gloves that are ancestral, so whoop, out they go. We're getting closer and closer to level 298. That's what I want, is to get to 298. Oh gosh, okay. Did somebody say explosions? Are you kidding me? There's one dude down here that missed. That is crazy. How did he survive? That's crazy pants. Yes, I am. But it's not about me right now. It's about you. Everybody needs positive reinforcement every once in a while, because our brains can be our worst enemy. But believe me, hearing that my dad is cancer free and he's not going to have to have any more treatments after he heals really pleases me and pleased me, and seeing positive growth here really pleases me. So keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Stick to my schedule and run it back. I tend to be very humble. I know my friend Daylight on Twitch tells me I need to stop being so humble, but it's just who I am. Started reading there for a second. Spiders again. We got spiders. I'm gonna have to look more at the Switch link leaks. We still don't know a lot about it. We've seen stuff, but we don't know a lot about it. Ooh. Ooh. Da, 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 we're doing it. That is true. I have definitely have been with folks that are who are very arrogant. I think I just don't take anything for granted. That's the thing, is that I truly, really do appreciate it when people are here and things like that. I don't expect it. So it means a lot to me when there is, but I never want to come off as being, well, of course you're here. Where else would you be? That's just not me. I wouldn't do that. I'm not like that. And we are almost at the 8th tick there, which is awesome. Very, very awesome. Besides, if I stay humble, it means I want to learn more and I want to become better. If I were a high ego kind of person, I wouldn't think I would need to do things better. I wouldn't think I would need to improve or anything like that, but I know I do. I just want to continue being as fun and uplifting as I can. Holy crap. Lethal Shrine. Oh gosh, okay. Good. He's a grave Balrog. I know that means he makes walls, but it's just some of the names make me laugh. That's true. That is very true. I am always honest. That way I don't have to have a good memory. If I'm always honest, I don't have to have that good of a memory. Even though I do have brain farts where I'll say something and people say, "Oh, I agree." Like, oh yeah, what did I say again? What did I say for you to agree with? Keep your head high. All right, here. Popeye. I took out the sea hag for you. For me, it's this is always going a million miles a second, so it's all sorts of things go through my head. We are right there at the 8th tick, so that's awesome. We'll come back from lunch and level up quickly, and then we'll be 2 levels up away. Yeah, da da da. We're on right through them. Mr. Plow. That name again is Mr. Plow. I think we're going back to old school Simpsons. Old school. Mr. Plow is that's like season 1 of, or was it season 1 or season 2 of The Simpsons? I don't remember, but it's old. More spiders again. Yeah, I think of what I'm gonna have for lunch. Because it's pork roast tonight for dinner. What am I gonna have for lunch? That'll be something I have to think about. Well, I better think about it quick because it's in 7 minutes. Alright. It's alright, it's alright. Really? There's still guys here. Holy cow. Okay. I thought I got them all, but not. We're about almost there. Almost there. Homemade beef and vegetable soup. Yeah, you made that last week, right? Like Friday, I think it was, or something. Yep. All right, we're gonna get to that, past that 8th tick. So awesome. Oh, that's a dead end. I agree, yeah. When it's cold outside like that, like it is here and there, yeah, absolutely. Something that will warm you up from the inside. Oh, this is fun. Okay. Yeah, we're past our 8th tick on the experience meter here. So we're in pretty good shape for leveling up this afternoon when we come back from lunch. Get down those elites. The elites are worth the most on the progress bar, so I mean, we're whooping everything, but the elites in particular will get us there the fastest. Getting there, getting close, getting close. There we go, nice run. Nice little run there. Okay. Oh, 99.7 billion on that last hit. Awesome. So our little progress bar down there is, I mean, we're over 8. There's a 9th tick, and then it goes on to the level up. So we'll get that this afternoon. So let me break for lunch, guys. Give me 1 hour. I'll be back in 1 hour at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to pick up right here where we're leaving off. We're going to level up, and we're going to continue moving forward, 298 and beyond. So thanks, everyone, for being here this morning. Really appreciate that. Holy crap. 21 on Twitter. Awesome. But give me 1 hour, guys. I'll be back in 1 hour, okay? Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.